Are we live on everything?
We're live on everything. You ready to jump straight in?
It is happening, ladies and gentlemen.
This is going to be the new
This is
intro.
Dan and Max coming to you loud and proud.
This is what you did last time.
I have no new jokes. I have no new jokes at all. It's all the same.
So yeah, if you couldn't tell, listeners, this is
Oh Christ, we started already.
that's the intro.
The thing is, listeners, me and Max get into a room and talk for a bit, and suddenly Max just says, "Yeah, we started 5 minutes ago."
Yeah. Well, you don't want to hear what happened before I started recording.
That is true. That is true. I'm sorry to hear what's going on with you right now, but
Yeah, so
We'll be
good
back to
joke.
normal in
Yeah,
no
good
time.
joke. Good
Yeah.
joke, Dan.
Yeah.
That's cool. Right. Okay. So on this episode of the podcast, we're celebrating the 6-month anniversary.
Woo!
Yay!
everybody clap.
We made it to 26 episodes.
Absolutely. 26, excellent number.
This episode comes out on November the 21st, I think.
Yeah, if you just say all the numbers, you can edit in the right one later.
Exactly, yeah.
21st, 22nd,
I'll
23rd.
do it like a train announcement. Yeah, no, this is the 26th, and as you know, listeners, we get Dan Inwood back every 13 episodes to talk about whatever.
I'm so sorry, listeners, but here we are again.
And
It's your quarterly update.
yeah, exactly. Every single time we get you on, it is a quarterly.
Yeah, because it's 52 weeks is 13 times 4, so I'm on 4 times a year, so I guess it is the quarterly update.
And
Also, look out for the Christmas special.
but there's no confirmation that you're the guest. And
Max just gave me the middle finger.
yeah,
He did not give me the middle finger.
This is a family show.
This is true.
And
He gave me the index
so
finger.
how have you been this quarterly, Dan?
Oh my god, I had to cough so badly.
You were ill last quarterly. You're not allowed to be ill twice.
Was I ill last quarterly as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god, it's because the kids have gone back to school, and I used to have a sort of job where I met a lot of different people every day, and now I have the sort of job where I sit at an office with the same people all day, and I breathe their recycled air with their recycled germs. So I get sick much more than I used to. And other than that, it's been great.
Good.
Work has been very busy. I deal with all the high priority stuff at work now, so that keeps me occupied and entertained. But otherwise, things have been going, nicely.
Well,
Ticking along well.
for
What
this
about yourself?
quarterly. Yeah.
For this quarterly update, not much to report.
Good.
Life still, in progress.
I feel like this is a quarterly update for both of us because I don't get the chance too much to talk about like me on the podcast, whereas we get so many fascinating guests. It's all on them.
Which is funny because you're the host. So unless you have another super introspective episode where you're just talking to the mic.
Although last week's episode, which I actually haven't recorded yet, we're recording this in advance, but last week's one's going to have taken a little bit more effort, so I haven't even started it yet. But last week's episode is about my photography. So
yes.
that episode's just going to be me
Yep.
talking.
Yeah, because we're recording this in, what are we now, the 6th of May?
no,
So
it's
got 'em
actually
queued up.
the 20th of September, and you're going to be hearing this later. I feel like I have this chat with everyone every episode about how pre-recorded these are.
pretty much. But it has to be done. You can't just run out. You
Yeah.
have to find these interesting people ahead of time and
But-
get them geared up and ready to go.
Exactly, and in the description of every video, it always says the recording date from I think about episode 18 onwards. I started putting
That's
recording
very
dates.
honest of you.
Well, yeah, because if anything like timely happens that actually alters the content for
Yeah.
when something comes out, people need to know that hey, I recorded this before,
Yes.
right?
And it's Jenny Collins' 32nd birthday.
No, that bit's definitely not staying in.
And it says, if the dialogue doesn't quite line up there, it's because I said something that wasn't horrible, but just a little unkind, and it didn't make it in.
Yeah, none of that little bit made it in. Just a laugh afterwards.
To make it sound more natural, you just got the laugh.
Yeah,
I like it.
But I'll just bleep out
That's
the
a good
middle
way.
bit.
Yeah.
We have to bleep things out every time you're
Yeah,
on.
all of this is making it in.
Yeah.
Max, put this in.
Right. Okay. So now we're going to move on to what we're actually talking about today. We have 2 topics. I don't even think I've introduced the topics, but you can see them in the title: hobbies and top 10 lists. So, firstly, we're going to be going over hobbies.
Okay.
Dan,
Yes.
we alluded to this a little bit at the end of the last episode. We were talking last time you were on.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm with you.
He gave me a completely confused look as if he had no idea what I was on about then.
It's the same look I've had the whole time, but yeah,
Yeah.
very confused.
But no, we're talking about hobbies. So I wanted to talk to you about, you've alluded to your work job at the start, and what do you do to unwind in terms of a hobby space away from your job?
At the moment, weirdly for me, not much. Which is super weird, and it interferes with my ADHD like you wouldn't believe. because I used to have time and space for hobbies, and now I have neither, really.
'Cause you're a very busy man.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I used to build and fly model aircraft. I used to do Lego architectural designs.
That was Connects, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Excuse me, Connects. I don't even know why I said Lego. I don't
Because
even
you're
like
looking
Lego.
at me.
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking Lego.
Yeah.
You are actually a walking Lego brick.
I bought some Lego for the first time in like 6 months yesterday.
Have you unpacked all your stuff? Have you unpacked some of your Lego?
A lot of the Lego's gone away,
Oh, that's very
which is
sad.
a shame. I've
That
kept
is-
out the
that is
big
a shame.
sets, and I got like the Ghost Train thing from the new Hidden Side theme,
Oh, yeah.
which is not so new now that you're listening to this. But that's a pretty cool set. But back to you.
Oh, God. Yeah, I used to do French Renaissance bits out of Connects,
Which he never sent pictures of.
which I never did send pictures of because I couldn't find them. Because you know what it's like. You grow up a little bit and you look back at your previous self and you think, oh, God, no, must delete all pictures, must delete all evidence that this person existed.
Yes.
So I did that a whole lot. What else? I went through whole phases. I was into lathe work and woodwork, which I still like to do from time to time when I can, which is very rarely. I like to do lathe work out of wood, sort of with hand tools and making, anything that's wooden and decorative, anything from like bowls, egg cups. And
Have you ever done blacksmithing?
Only as part of my engineering degree, we did hot forging of high carbon steel
Wow.
into a variety of hand tools.
Well,
Which
coming
was
up
awesome.
onto the podcast soon,
Yes.
Joel about his blacksmithing.
Now, he's much better at blacksmithing than anyone I know.
Well, you see, that episode, to completely confuse you all, has already been recorded.
Yes.
And is coming out on the
Yeah,
on the
Joel is nodding in agreement right now.
on the 19th of December. That one I do actually know the date of.
Joel's too far away from the mic for us to hear him, but he is nodding in agreement.
Yes. So, and is that something you're laughing at me off screen, but it's fine. He was trying so hard to hold his laughter, and then but
I can't do it. It's so serious.
I'm trying to make you laugh like when you try and drink your coffee. 'Cause he's got a coffee in his hand, which you can probably hear him putting down every single time. But
I'm trying to put it down so gently, but every time I go to put my cup down, Max just keeps on talking in a perfectly neutral frame of voice where his eyes get so angry. He's like, how dare you make background noise during my podcast?
no, we
Which
love your
he's
background.
very right to be.
Well, I mean, we've already had problems with you and your background noise in
Okay,
previous,
I'm going to put my cup down. There we go.
and that
it
must
is
sound
done.
like an earthquake on the podcast.
It's a very large coffee
Well,
cup.
we're on a wooden table, which doesn't help anything.
No, it's a very large coffee cup. We're actually laying on the table side by side, but Joel's watching from the side. It's okay.
Yeah,
Joel's
Joel-
got a proper chair.
I feel bad for Joel because his episode's actually really serious and informative, and you actually learn things. And
But if I go off on one, you'll learn something, but not voluntarily.
well, go on, learn me something.
Oh, God. So I used to make model aircraft out of a mixture of things. One of the things that you would typically use is a mixture of balsa wood and fine hardwood. And you would use that to make like a lattice framework of wing spars and then leading edge, trailing edge slats as well. And you would cover that in a very thin layer of what is effectively tissue paper. And you paint it with what's referred to as dope. It's a very, very old method of building stiff but lightweight aircraft components. And the dope actually sinks into the tissue paper type material and it tightens up. It actually forces the whole thing to become smaller, so it effectively shrink wraps the balsa wood frame that you've made.
So you're effectively now just you've summed up the whole process of model aircraft.
I mean, it gets much sadder than that. What you have to do is find a plan you want to make, or make one from scratch, like I used to do. But find a plan. You would get the plan and some flat sheets of balsa wood, and you would pin the plan to it with actual old-fashioned pins. You would then cut around the plan to make the parts you want,
Wow.
and then you would build the jigsaw, and just resin and dope the thing.
So this is
So it shrinks.
this is no airfix kit.
Unfortunately not. No, it's much more involved than that. What you would end up doing is letting the resin and dope shrink the wing, so it goes from this floppy, soft wooden mess to something with shape and structure that's very, very strong and also lightweight. You would do this, 30 or 40 hours of this per aircraft to make something with a wingspan of about 6 feet that weighs maybe 2 kilos.
Yeah.
And then you would, take it out to the flying field and then immediately crash it. And you think, well, that was a good use of 60 hours of my life. And away you go. I mean, I used to make them from actual scratch. So I just have sheets of wood because that's the way I prefer to do it.
And would you make them based off realistic aircraft or just whatever seemed to... best fit what you could do.
Sometimes. I mean, a lot of what goes on with modern aircraft, it's not immediately obvious, but you have to work around the speed of sound being about 760 miles an hour. And as you get up above 450, 500, you have to start taking that into account. So things like Boeings and anything that travels at high altitude, at high speed, has swept back wings. You don't need to do that with low speed, low altitude aircraft. We're talking about stuff that did maybe 100 miles an hour, 120 tops.
Wow, okay.
It's just not something you take into consideration. So some things don't scale, and so you can make things that are that look like they wouldn't fly because they're too flimsy, but because of the different scale involved, things are a lot stronger than they would seem, and you can get away with a lot. You have very, very high-powered aircraft that are very small and lightweight, and huge amounts of fun and very expensive to crash.
Yeah, I imagine I can't imagine how it must be if something actually like falls out of the sky first time you build it. That one's definitely making it in.
Oh my god, I was trying so hard not to cough. I've not coughed all day. Oh my god, I have a job where I talk on the phone all day.
I've been recording podcasts all day, so my throat's like, give me a break, please.
Welcome to episode 26, the Croaky podcast.
I've recorded all 26 in one day.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. This is the half-yearly update.
Effectively now we have more hours of podcast content than there is in a single day. So
that's pretty great.
It's genuinely not even possible anymore.
No, I know. How great is that?
I know.
I think it used to happen where if something went wrong in midair,
yeah,
you would immediately remember a problem that you were supposed to fix. Like I've had an airplane where I've taken off, and used to take off at half throttle, and I took off and got it up to altitude, and then I absolutely floored it. I went up to full horsepower on this 4 or 5 horsepower electric engine, and the engine just went off on its own without the airplane. Like there's a little like,
oh no,
there's a noise like, and the engine's.
And the airplane just drops.
It was like the engine and the battery and the speed controller just went at the airplane. I'm like, I remember now. I was supposed to reinforce that, and I didn't. It's like the second something went wrong, it's like, I remember. No, I had a job to do. I didn't do that job.
Well, you won't make the same mistake twice, right?
So it's much easier to make aircraft out of foam.
Okay.
And it's like a solid polystyrene block. Instead of breaking into a tiny million pieces and looking like matches on the floor, it just kind of like wrinkles up into this weird like misshapen lump. And then you just put it in boiling water and it gets its shape again, so you can crash it many, many times, which can be the most fun. Yeah,
that's probably more fun in terms of like immediate reward because you can just keep going out, taking it, crashing it, whereas the other way with wood, it's one and done.
Yeah, we used to have competitions with the foam, what's referred to as a flying wing, which is effectively just a wing with a propeller and a few little control surfaces. They used to do 30, 40 miles an hour, but we had a budget of £30. You couldn't spend more than £30 on a flying wing. And then we used to fly them at each other and just see who was the last one standing. It was pretty great.
So is it like dodgeball, but with £30 foam planes?
Yes, but if the dodgeballs are also the players, we didn't fly them at each other as human beings. We used to like put all the planes in one place and fly them at each other. So yeah, and just try and knock each other out of the sky. It was good fun.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
It's not like we're flying them at human beings. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really worried for a second. Then you were actually firing them at each other.
No, so we did do that, but it was frowned upon. we were not supposed to do that. But when the safety officer wasn't there, we'd just be like, all right, go and stand in the middle.
So and you would basically do effective dogfights.
Yeah, more or less. Dogfights
above a field.
Yeah. Or we used to have tissue paper trailblazing, where you'd have just like a long, long piece of tissue paper that was like 100 feet we used to use. And you get a bigger aircraft to like tow something that's 100 feet long, but it didn't weigh very much. So the challenge used to be to fly around and try and avoid everyone else. And you had to use your propeller on the front of the airplane to clip the paper of another player's.
I see. So yeah,
like trying to clip the tail, and the person with the longest tail after a few minutes would win.
Nice,
good fun. But again, terribly expensive to get wrong. Not all that rewarding to get right sometimes. It's something that you have to have a huge amount of time and patience and dedication to.
And did you do this at university or college?
This was at while I lived in Teddam. There was a very conveniently close flying club, which is just a big open field full of middle-aged men, which I'm not, doing all these different little bits. It's fun because it's an exercise in applied engineering on a small scale.
Yeah, so it's like a easier route in, especially because you did engineering at degree, didn't you?
Yeah, strictly speaking, yeah, I'm a trained engineer and I'm still a member of Institute of Mechanical Engineers today. But it's something that doesn't come up in my work, and so sometimes it comes out in these weird little exercises at home.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just got to scratch that itch, which is engineering.
A little bit, yeah. Sometimes it's something that your brain just latches onto and won't let go of.
Yeah,
So yeah,
just like making podcasts,
absolutely, just like making top 10 lists.
which we'll be getting to very shortly. But they're actually next thing I'm going to do is read out some hobbies that we got sent in to us.
Please.
So right just before we went on, before I walked in, I posted on Facebook and Instagram and asked people to share their hobbies, and we had a couple people send them in. So we had Paige first. I don't know if you know Paige.
I do.
Yeah, Paige says painting is one of mine, mainly fine art, and we are all aware that Paige is a very talented artist.
Paige is a commissioned artist, yeah.
Commissioned.
Yeah, very much so.
Wow,
Yeah.
even better. And we had Heather, who just messaged in 2 minutes ago, so pretty much after we'd started recording, saying aerial hoop, as well as having the potential of looking impressive, if I can get it right. It's an amazing form of fitness with years of skill to learn and perfect. And that is Heather doing that hobby.
Yeah, that is an awesome hobby. That's something that requires a lot of, physical skill and precision
Yeah.
and, just time spent.
And then Emma also messaged in on Instagram and said, I take a lot of photography walks or bike rides using geocaching.
Oh yeah, geocaching. You ever
Caching,
done that?
geocaching.
Yeah. Ever done any geocaching?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Once or twice. It's a little thing where there's a couple of big databases online where there will just be a set of coordinates and a brief description of something, and you have to go and find what the object is, and you won't know what it is. Quite often it's like a small tin or a pencil case or a little box.
Ah, I see.
And in there will just be a small notepad and a pencil or pen, and you just write your name on it. Maybe there'll be an object like a spinning top or a bright button or just a very small trinket like that, and you just swap it for one that you carry on your own. And yeah, you just write your name in the log and you go and find something else.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds lovely. And so you've done this before and just walks around the Kent countryside?
A little bit, yeah. They're much more common in cityscapes. It's something that I have done before, not in Canterbury, but in Medway and Sittingbourne, there's a huge amount of different things to find, and they get put together in these big collections of routes that you can walk, and it sort of helps you explore the local area as well as doing a big old scavenger hunt, really.
Yeah, good way of integrating into a place and
Absolutely.
gives you a mission. And if she's coupling that with photography, you get a chance to take some pictures along the way.
Absolutely. Get you outside, get you seeing some beautiful sights, and it's
like-
a very good way to spend your time.
It's kind of like Pokemon Go, but without a phone. That made him cough. That's how bad that was.
It's like Pokemon Go, but not terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we've got any listeners who play Pokemon Go, what would you like to say to them, Dan?
I mean, to each their own. I wish the game had far more in the way of interaction with other players, but then again, I haven't played it in a good long time, so
I could tell that your mind was like, I have so many ways I can just roast all these people, but I'm not going to say any of them.
it's best not to because I'm way outnumbered on this. But I don't like Pokemon Go very much because I wanted it to be a bit more like you were in Pokemon Red or whatever. But it's just like a collecting game, much like the Harry Potter game. Is it Wizards Unite, the new one?
I've not played it. What's it about?
Very, very similar. You walk around and find different hotspots in the real world, and you get in-game items. But it's just a big old. I've got to stop saying it's just a big old.
Because
Max, scratch that. That's not making it in.
yeah, it's making it.
Oh Christ!
Yeah, great stuff. So
But-
moving on. Have you done Clued Up, the murder mystery game, which is sort of geo-track based?
No, I really want to do that. I've not done that yet.
Because when I started, because I used to write and make murder mysteries, I did that in like my market research, and it was pretty good fun. You just go around the city in a group, and there are characters at each different spot around the city, and you go up there to try and hear their statement about what happened in the murder, and then try and defend themselves. But when you arrive at the location, you have to answer a question about the area you're in. If you get it right, you get the statement. If you get it wrong, you have to wait 5 minutes. And it's a race against time to basically find all the statements so that you can figure out who it is quickest with what weapon and what means. And at the end of the day, whoever has the fastest team time wins. And so it's great in Canterbury.
That is fantastic. That's an excellent way to sort of incorporate the real world into a game you're playing. I like that.
And we did it, the one day it came to Canterbury was torrential rain last year. And so we spent most of the time standing in shop doorways.
Nice.
And
What did the shop doorways have to say about the situation?
they told us to get out.
Typically just...
Yeah, they didn't have a whole lot of dialogue. They
Oh,
they weren't great to
Yeah.
talk to.
Okay.
I should do a podcast with one.
You should. So what do you think, Sliding Door?
It wasn't sliding. They weren't sliding.
Ah,
That was a good sound effect, though. That's making it. I feel like we have to justify things that will and will not make it into this podcast.
a lot of this won't make it into the podcast.
Yeah.
We've actually been recording for about 90 minutes at this point.
We're 20 minutes in, which is remarkably short for us.
Yeah, I've been recording for 28 minutes. So, listeners, if you're watching like minute 2, that means it got very vulgar at some point and we didn't notice.
Yeah.
And none of that made it in because this is a family-friendly podcast appropriate for all ages.
Thank you for selling the podcast to the people.
You're very welcome.
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications.
Absolutely.
So you never miss an episode every Thursday at 6.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Every Thursday.
Do not subscribe.
That's not making it in.
No, okay, that should not make it in. Okay, stuff that makes it in begins now.
6-month anniversary. I love the fact this podcast hasn't changed since episode 1.
No, God, no. It's us.
If anything, it's got worse.
Yeah, it's like we... With all the accumulated skill and talent that you've picked up doing this, you've applied none of it. So...
Oh, thanks.
No, it's great, because this is the same kind of flavour it was at the beginning, where it's like the way that we talk to each other normally is very, very fluid, and then we get in front of the microphone, it's like, yes, Max, hello, I am very well.
Well, we did that more for the first episode, but not for this one.
No, this one is a bit more freestyle. We have been going for about 3 hours now.
Yeah.
The number gets longer every time I make that joke. It's the same joke.
Yeah, Dan's humour hasn't changed, but because you're on every 13 episodes,
I like
it gives
that.
people a chance to forget.
I like that, yeah. It's like everything I say is a recurring joke just because I say the same things over and over.
But because the listeners have 13 long weeks without you, they forget. And then they come back and they're like, oh, that's a funny joke.
Yeah, I bet those weeks fly by and then you get to this these quarterly updates and it's just, oh no, not this guy again.
Yeah. So, more hobbies. What other hobbies have you had over the past few months?
I'm still into video games. I'm still into the woodworking.
What video games are you into?
Right now, I've just picked up Space Engineers. We're
Oh,
going back to engineering again.
That seems a very Dan game.
It's very dangerous because it's the weekend and I'm like, now I have more time for Space Engineers. And my body's like, what about sleep? And I'm like,
Space Engineers.
what about Space Engineers? I'm into Factorio, which is a very, very boring game.
I've heard about this game.
Yeah, it's a game where it's just like a top-down game where you basically build a giant assembly line collaboration thing. It's just a huge factory that turns...
This is how you're... like now that the model aircraft's gone, it's this.
A little bit. I mean, I used to have time and space for outdoorsy hobbies. Now, not so much. Now I have to go on long walks.
If I told my dad about Factorio, he'd never stop playing it. That's why I'm not going to tell him.
It's a real risk because it's one of those games where time passes and you have no idea.
Yeah.
It's like you don't even know if you're having fun anymore. You just know that you spent 48 hours playing it over the weekend. And it's like, well...
That's the whole weekend.
The factory must grow. And it's just, it's enormous. You know, you end up building a base that launches 5 rockets a minute, and you think, oh, I have spent a lot of time on this.
And so what things have you built on Factorio?
At the moment, I'm working on a new logistics hub for green chip production. Green chip production currently stands at about 80,000 a minute, which is up to the level of sort of 2 4-carriage, 2-engine trains every minute. And they are fully unloaded and fully consumed. It's actually a supply-constrained supply line right now. My God, I know too much about this.
No, keep going, I'm loving it.
It's just a game where you are plonked into the middle of an alien land. It's a top-down game, and you are just a person. And your job is to launch a satellite into space. To do that, you need to launch a rocket base. And to do that, you need to build rocket bits. And to do that, you need to build this and build this and build this. And it starts with you walking over to a pile of dirt and clicking a whole lot until you get some iron, which you build into a mining machine, which mines the dirt for you. And from then it grows and grows.
It's like Minecraft, but for engineers.
Very much so. It's like Minecraft, but 2D, top-down, and huge.
Is it a phone app or is it a proper video game?
It's a proper PC video game. Yeah. It's again one of those things that I don't even know if I'm having fun. I just know that all is well because the factory must grow. Right now, I'm working on expansion out to the west.
What, of the moon? Is it the moon? Did you say?
Of the moonscape, of the planetscape that I'm on. and I'm encountering a lot of resistance from the enemy because I've put up a huge amount of nuclear power plants, and the pollution is ridiculous. Not from the actual power plants themselves, obviously, but from the mining operation to get the uranium, and then also the uranium enrichment process, and also the Kavarics enrichment to enhance uranium-235 into the uranium-238.
Oh
using,
no, not uranium-235.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
So you're destroying an alien habitat slowly.
Yeah, it's like I'm turning a pleasant environment into listeners. I'm so sorry. Max knew this would happen, and he's just like, let's steer him in this direction, and we'll get a long ramble out of him, and it will be great.
No, don't worry. We're moving on to top 10 lists in a moment.
Yes.
Should we move on to those?
Yeah, stick in for that. But you basically turn a beautiful planet into a concrete factory and assembly line, so that you can launch rockets into space and go, "Huh, I launched a rocket.
And that's it.
Look at me."
What kind of? So do the rockets do anything, or they just go?
The rockets just go. The point of the game, winning the game, is launching a rocket with a satellite into space.
But why do you just keep launching rockets?
Because you finish the game and you're like, well, I could do that again, but faster. And then you launch a second rocket. Then you launch a third. Then you launch a fourth. And by now you're actually building rocket bits quick enough that you need a second rocket base, because now you're building more rocket parts than the base consumes. So now you need two bases. And now you've got two bases, you need more rocket bits. So you expand the factory, it just about doubles in size at this point. And by now you're setting up multi-level train signal hierarchies, so that you've got 68 or 70 trains on the same network.
Is it this complex, this game?
Yes. Yeah, the tech tree doesn't fit on a piece of A4 paper. It's pretty serious, and I don't know why I engage with it and why there's a whole online community of fellow weirdos.
Do you record yourself playing this, or do you?
No. This is something I do in deep shame. So it's like nobody can see me, but the factory must grow.
And now everyone knows on the podcast.
And now everyone knows. If you're still listening at this point, I applaud you. Give yourself a pat on the back and a Diet Coke, because you are doing incredibly well.
I love the fact this bit's only going to be like 20 minutes, but
Yep.
What are the chances that anyone's made it this far already?
It's slim. I'm so sorry. It's like every episode I come on, it's like the viewing figures go through the floor.
Boom.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, what are you interested in? It's like viewing figures like 100%, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30.
Let's move on to top 10 lists.
Let's do it. Max, what's your favourite top 10 list?
Right, no, so I'm going to explain this section, everyone, and you've got to make sure that I don't see yours and you don't see mine, and you're going to hear some paper moving. But basically, for top 10 lists, me and Dan have decided to prepare pointless, terrible, no goods, random top 10 lists, and we are going to attempt to go through those lists and together to try and build our top 10. We've brought a few between us. I've got 15.
Yes.
Dan's got
6. I'm just writing out another one.
So that you can get closer. And then on the episode we did with Mimi, week before last, technically, although I recorded it about an hour ago.
Yes.
She suggested one as well, because she was there and she had an idea. So if we're ready to go, I should probably start, because
Please.
I've got more.
Please.
Top 10 shoelace colours.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Do you have any particulars there?
I mean, neon green.
Okay.
Where would you put that on the top 10?
In the top 5, I think neon green is a lively colour for shoelaces, especially against like a black shoe.
Yeah, it
black
depends. It is on the contrast of the shoe. Like, I feel like anything kind of goes with brown. No, back to the shoelace colours.
Please.
Black.
Best colour.
Because it's just neutral.
Yeah. White, second best colour.
And what after that?
Neon green.
Is that neon green third?
Yeah, probably. That's a lively colour.
I feel like glow in the dark yellow can be fourth.
Okay, so neon green, neon yellow. I'm seeing a pattern. What other neon colours would you like?
I feel like depending on the...
Are you just looking at the pot of highlighters behind me and just going through the colours?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's what's
okay.
good. What about some
neon
other ones
orange.
from you? Yeah, what other ones would you say are good shoelace colours?
I like the ones that you get. I like the ones that you get with outdoor shoes sometimes that are like kind of interlaced. They're like black but with yellow bits, and they've got like a little pattern in them. Max is getting his shoes out. Yep, look at that.
That has the exact shoelace he's just described.
Absolutely. It's like a diamondback snake pattern. It's got like a little arrowhead on it.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Absolutely.
They're pretty great.
You are listening to two grown men talk about shoelace colours.
What else?
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this announcement.
In a world where you can play Factorio with Dan. No, can we get people to play it with you?
Oh god, there is a multiplayer, but
Yes, right. If you want to play Factorio multiplayer with Dan, put a comment, and if you actually genuinely have made it this far and put this comment, he will play with you because there's not going to be anyone that's made it this far. Any
You're
other
not wrong.
any
You're
other
not wrong.
shoelace colours?
no, I feel like that's 5, and that's pretty great.
Cool. Yours. Go.
Vitamins,
Top 10 vitamins.
top 10 vitamins.
Where can you start? With one?
B2 through 11, and then also vitamin E.
Vitamin D is pretty good.
Vitamin
And
D is
C.
pretty great.
Vitamin D and C.
Yeah, vitamin C is good for strong bones. Vitamin A is good for your eyesight.
Yeah.
There's a whole heap of B vitamins, but they're good for a wide range of things. Some of them you only need in tiny quantities. Vitamin B12, you only need like 5 micrograms a day.
If that.
Yeah, it's a very useful little vitamin.
What does that vitamin do?
I don't know.
Then why do you know it's why? Where would you put it on the list?
Oh, I don't. That's an interesting question. Definitely top 6.
Top 6.
Top 6.
Does that mean it's 6th?
I don't know. Top 6.5.
What's first? Vitamin.
Ooh. Vitamin E. Vitamin E doesn't get enough love.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you justify that?
Yes. Moving on. I don't know. I don't know what vitamin E does.
Okay. Cool.
If you know what vitamin E does, if you studied biology more than I did and actually remembered what vitamin E does, please leave a comment
this
below.
is your top 10 list. Right.
Yes,
Okay.
I did not concentrate in biology.
I was going to go with top 10 days of the week.
Okay. Good.
What are your top 10 days of the week, Dan? Number 10?
Thursday.
You don't like Thursdays?
I don't like Thursday.
Why?
Well,
Because it's the day my podcast comes out a week.
no, I mean that part of Thursday is like a bright beacon in an endless ocean of black, because that's my favourite part is when your podcast comes out. I don't know.
But you still put
I'm
it
not big on
last.
Thursdays. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd definitely put that in 10th place.
And 9th?
Also Thursday,
Oh my god. Okay.
Yep.
8th?
Monday.
Is that because it's the start of the week?
Yep.
7th?
Thursday again.
Okay, it's moving up in the world.
Yep.
6th?
Tuesday.
Because
Um,
it's too close to Monday.
yeah,
Not close enough to Friday.
it's like you don't get the numbness and shock that comes with starting a new week, and you're like, oh god, I can't believe this is happening. But you get to a point where there's still a lot of the week left to go.
5th?
Wednesday,
And 4th?
Friday,
Okay, I assume that's because it's
Mhm.
nearly the weekend.
Mhm.
3rd?
Saturday.
You'd put Saturday away from Sunday.
Yeah,
I mean, I work on Saturdays. I love my work.
yeah,
so-
definitely. Yeah. Okay.
2nd?
Sunday again.
Well, you said Saturday for 3rd, though. Sunday hasn't been on the list yet. You
Yeah,
can't say
Sunday.
it again.
Sunday was like 10th, 19th. No, it was Thursday.
That was Thursday.
Sunday.
Okay, why did you get Sunday confused from 10th and 2nd place?
I got confused.
Okay, first, tomorrow.
Thursday.
You can say like tomorrow and yesterday, by the way.
Oh.
That's why it's meant to be a list that can work.
Oh, no, you just said days of the week. Tomorrow. No, tomorrow is not a day of the week.
Yesterday.
Yesterday is not a day of the week.
You just got to sometimes think outside the box.
Okay, fine. My top 10 days of the week is Monday to Friday, gravel, wardrobe, purple cat,
Cool, sweet.
and
Right.
another Thursday.
Your go.
Top 10 continents.
Yeah, okay. Antarctica is number 1.
Okay, I'm going to go with Australia. I used to think it was Oceania, but apparently I was overruled in 2004. Now it's just...
Is it not Australasia?
not anymore, no.
how
Australasia and Oceania were interchangeable. It's now Australia is a continent. They've redefined where the tectonic plate runs.
So it is both a country and a continent.
Yes.
correct? How long has that been the case since?
Less than 10 years, I think.
Okay, that'll be why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like you learn it in primary school and then stop paying attention.
Yeah.
It's like, I remembered all 7 of these, job done. Come on, let's make sure that we both know this.
Right. Okay. You want me to name the 7 continents?
Let's do it together. North America,
North America, South America,
America.
Asia,
Asia,
Australia,
Europe,
Antarctica,
Africa. Okay. We both completely forgot about like a third of the land of Earth's landmass there, but it's okay.
That put me under so much more pressure than I was expecting it to.
Yep, we got to 6 and we both looked at each other over the microphone and thought, oh God.
Okay, seat styles in fast food restaurants.
Okay.
So
okay.
like benches,
Yep.
stools.
Yep.
What are your preferences?
I think I remember back in the day eating a Happy Meal at McDonald's and the seat that I was sitting on span left to right a little bit.
Oh,
Not very much. It didn't go all the way around. It wasn't free spinning, but it used to like
Did it have
Go
like a
left, go right.
backrest?
No, it didn't. No, it was just a circular top stool.
Okay, but it was obviously rooted into the ground.
Yeah, and it would spin a little bit.
I like it. I'm a more of a booth kind of guy.
A booth.
Booth.
Okay, yeah.
Booth.
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 Sloth. Who knows?
And there's also like, have you been in the subway in Canterbury, the one near Westgate Towers? They've got those benches in there.
Not for years. Oh no, that's basically a booth, right?
Yeah, but it's wooden. It's like a wooden booth.
Oh, you say booth funny. Booth.
Well, I'm not going to say the word anymore now.
Okay, fair enough.
Then you've got high chairs, stools.
It's been a long time since I've had to sit in a high chair, but I know what you mean. Oh no, you mean like you get at Wetherspoons that are like
a chair that is high.
a chair but a long way up for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a high chair. I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, that is a chair that you can get in a fast food restaurant, yes. But, like, not for you.
No,
or for me.
Based on the number of varieties available, that might make it into the top 10.
Yeah, well, it might have to. It's like a solid 8, but, like, you need them for kids. You're like, you'll go.
Okay. Coffee beans. This is a funny joke for anyone that likes coffee, because they know that there are only, Max, how many types of bean that are actually worthwhile?
2.
2 it is.
Coffee and baked.
No, you were right with 2.
Yes, I should have just stopped there.
Arabica, which is what we drink in Europe, which is like a nice, hearty, fairly sweet coffee. And then there's Robusta, which is more commonly drunk in Asia and the Middle East, which is a very harsh, black, bitter coffee.
You researched these.
No, I know my coffee. I actually like a 70-20 70-30 split Arabica Robusta.
You see, you could have also then made it up with another 10% of anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And then 10% my own beans that I grow in my back garden.
Yes, green beans.
Yeah. Green beans. Lima beans.
That's why I said baked. But does that make it into
great.
the list? Have you ever had baked bean?
Baked beans as coffee, I'm not sure on. So yeah, we've just had top 10 coffee beans. As Arabica.
Cool. I went for pizza toppings, so that's more of a sensible one.
Ooh, I went for things to put on hot dogs.
Pizza toppings. Because there's a lot of them, so this could actually be quite a serious debate.
Okay.
Cheese.
Pepperoni.
Yeah. Sweet corn.
Peppers.
Not pineapple.
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Mayonnaise.
No. I have seen a pizza with bolognese on it, which was an abomination.
That doesn't sound as bad, though.
No, it doesn't. I mean, mayonnaise is a very,
No, I mean, compared to...
flavour. The pineapple.
Yeah.
I think bolognese pizza would actually be okay. I just feel incredibly horrible eating it because I know that many, souls of people that actually care about, the heritage of pizza died making that pizza. But yeah, I like peppers. Peppers on pizza was good. Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken, yeah, they do. Yeah, Mitch likes those.
He does.
Mitch, who will be on the podcast, he loves a good barbecue pizza.
Mitch is waiting behind me patiently for his turn.
We're currently in a room surrounded by 40 people, all just staring.
They're all, very politely waving, but right now, yeah. Poor Joel is closest, but he's still too far from the mic. How's it going, Joel?
Joel, can you just clap to make sure we know you're there?
Thank you, Joel.
That just wasn't just me getting up and walking away.
No, not
That's
this
the
time.
first time I've ever got up during a podcast, and it felt weird.
You just said you didn't get up.
What? No. All right,
Come on,
next
man.
list. Go. Hot dogs.
Things to put on hot dogs. Go.
Ketchup.
Fried onions.
The end.
Mustard.
Oh, no.
I tried mustard on a hot dog for the first time in the summer when I went on holiday.
Mayonnaise?
And no, you don't put mayonnaise on a hot dog. What is it with you and
Okay,
mayonnaise?
that one's a joke. Okay, yeah, your story. Go.
And it's actually pretty great. I would recommend to all people.
I wouldn't like fried onion.
It would have been much more interesting if I talked about my holidays to France and Wales, not making model planes. But hey,
we can talk about that.
All right, we'll get to that.
We'll get
surprise third topic.
No, we can go top 10 places you've travelled in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, but that's going to be the last one on the list. I went for then top 10 ASMR hamster eating videos.
Okay. The people eating videos, I hate that.
Yeah, but no, we don't. No, let's not even go
that's fine.
near that.
Okay, yeah, hamster eating a grape.
Yeah, grapes are up there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, bits of apple.
Oh yeah,
little bits.
Yeah.
Cherries,
Mm-hmm.
they're pretty good.
Also, go for sloth eating a sweet potato.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty great. That's
also,
very ASMR.
Hamster eating a pea because they treat it like an apple the way they hold it.
Oh, that's awesome. There's a video out there that you've got to watch. It's people recording a snail eating celery or something, and they're recording it so closely you can very, very clearly hear the snail reach out with its tiny teeth and just go, and you can hear it crunching on a little bit of celery. It's like, oh my god, it's adorable.
That is a whole subgenre I found out because my dad, and that's
What, adorable things eating tiny things?
no hamsters eating things, but with the mic so close that you can hear it.
Oh yeah.
Because they have big teeth.
Yeah, you know you're a long way down in the YouTube rabbit hole when you're watching that.
I'm gonna do another one because you've only got a few left.
Okay.
But top 10 shelves in your fridge.
Okay.
Because everyone's got preferred shelves.
I have 2.
Okay.
I also have a little cheese thing that's got like a big glass window on it.
Yeah.
So I call it the cheese penthouse.
The cheese penthouse.
Yeah.
Okay. And why is that?
It's got like a big glass, like semicircle dome thing on it.
Yeah.
And it's like the cheese is overlooking the rest of the fridge. It's like a little tiny penthouse.
Okay, that's one. What's the other one?
Well, that's the shelf in the front door. We're not doing shelves in the front door. But
do they not count? Because I'd say they count.
Maybe. I mean, if we're not doing shelves in the front door, my top 10 shelves in my fridge would be the first one and the second one.
Nice. You see, mine are the top one because that's where all the yogurts go, and I like yogurt.
Okay.
That's one of the most satisfying things to have when you got like a sore throat. For me, like
It's someone else's yogurt.
no, they're my yogurts. I don't eat anyone else's yogurts.
I once had a row with a family member, and she had these Muller Corners.
Oh,
have
lovely.
the little, they were the ones with the chocolate bits in them.
Yeah,
the little
I love those.
chocolate flavoured balls.
Yeah, I know what ones.
I got a straight razor blade and I cut that little bit of the yogurt off. So you pulled the top back and it was just plain yogurt and then just a hole where the chocolate thing should have been.
That's calculated way too much.
She was pretty mad.
That's mean.
She was pretty mad.
I like it though. You'll go?
What else have we got here? Top 10 feelings.
Okay, I like that one. I can do that one.
Okay. The feeling of getting home and laying on your bed after a hard day at work.
The feeling of being on edge of a sneeze. That's a
The
good.
feeling of having a cold shower on a hot day.
Oh yes. The feeling of having a salt bath.
Okay. Yeah.
Salt
Yeah,
baths
yeah.
are good.
Oh, yeah.
The feeling of hearing a new song that's going to totally be your favourite for 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
But then that
Absolutely.
2 weeks later, when you're bored of that song, is not good.
The feeling of being pleasantly surprised when a film that you thought was going to be terrible turns out to be all right.
That's very true. Although I don't get that because I kind of assume every film's going to be good.
I had that with Widows. That was actually a really good film.
Okay, I didn't see
liked
that
that
one.
film.
Didn't see that.
It was like Ocean's 13 if Ocean's 13 wasn't terrible.
But we saw Ocean's 13 together, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, we did. It was just us. Do you remember? We went to the Curzon and we saw Ocean's 13.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was.
Oh, that was the
Are you
worst.
sure that was just us, or was there not another person? But yeah, that was a terrible film. I seem to have blocked it from my memory completely, which is a decision that I'm very happy with. Nice, but Widows was really good.
Good.
In a similar vein, it's like the wives of a bunch of heisters,
Yeah.
heisty people,
Okay.
go off on their own, and they have to pull off one last heist, and it's pretty great.
That's the
It's pretty
exact
great.
same plot, just,
Yeah, but executed by a
Okay.
Oh, if you want to talk about horrible directors, that Transformers film, honest to God, with John Cena. Bumblebee.
He's in Bumblebee.
John Cena's in Bumblebee, yeah. Turns to Bumblebee at one point, right, and he says, "Thank you for your service." Bumblebee is a soldier from a different planet.
Didn't
and it's
he?
just,
He was also in
God.
World War II, wasn't he?
Well, Bumblebee?
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
No, he was, because there was one of the Transformers movies, they have a flashback, and it's him fighting in World War II. Okay, top 10 shapes of chocolate bar. So,
Okay.
my parents like the animal bars.
I like the seashell praline things you get that are made of like the mottled white and dark chocolate.
Okay.
They're really good. The seashell praline things.
I like Milky Bars. They're a good shape.
They're
Like
an
with the
interesting
indent,
shape.
because they have
Yeah.
the indent, didn't they?
Freddo.
Yeah. Eat the head off first.
Yep. Yorkie raisin and biscuit.
Twirls.
A twirl is just a flake with a jacket, but they're so good. Twirls are so good.
That should be how they market it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like a flake, but cold. Twirls are really good. I
Like
like
a flake,
twirls.
but cold.
Yeah, it's got a jacket on.
Oh, I thought... I was going to
Come
say...
on, man.
'cause-
It's been a long day for Max.
yeah.
I really like flakes. What's your favourite
Jaffa
chocolate
cakes?
bar? Jaffa cake is not a chocolate bar, but I'm
It's got
willing to
chocolate
allow
on
it.
it.
Yeah. I actually love Jaffa cakes.
They're pretty great.
Chocolate orange.
I can't have them. It's my allergies.
How come you can have Jaffa cakes but not chocolate oranges?
Just
What are chocolate oranges?
Honestly, chocolate orange say may contain peanuts. And for those...
Oh, no.
I've never mentioned this on the podcast, but I have a peanut allergy. So.
Yep.
That's a no for chocolate orange, or
Yep.
it did last time. I had to check them to give them to someone.
Man, that's rough.
I was going to go for top 10 Minecraft blocks.
Oh, man, that's rough. Trapped chest.
I don't know that one.
You can have a chest that's actually trapped, so when it's opened, it sets off a redstone signal, and you can use it to do things like detonate TNT.
Nice.
So you can put a chest down with, like, a stack of iron or something, just to lure people in, and they see you put something in the chest, and they open the chest, and as they do, it sends a redstone signal to the dynamite that you have hidden, and then it explodes.
Nice.
That's pretty great. I like it.
I was going to say lapis because it looks cool.
Lapis lazuli. That's pretty great.
I wasn't going to say the other bit.
I like.
I haven't played Minecraft since I was like 14. So.
Oh, really? There's a whole bunch of new blocks now. There's
Yeah.
like mycelium, which is like dirt but fancy.
I've never even heard of that. Is that like a nether kind of thing?
Nope, it's just like dirt but in a different biome.
Yeah.
It's randomly interspersed with the dirt and stone blocks, and it's kind of like dirt but with plants fused into it.
See, I like the aesthetic of cobblestone. It's one of the classics.
Oh yeah, I like the chisel cobblestone where it's got the lines up and down it, so you can
Ooh.
make buildings out of it.
I mean, I made buildings out of regular cobblestone, but
Meh.
okay, you
Okay. I pulled a very sad face. You can, if you fire up Minecraft again now, there are shipwrecks and collapsed buildings and bits like that for you to find. And they have...
in maps?
In maps, oh yeah. They have the drowned, which are the people that were on the ship and have now drowned.
Well, that's a real thing that's just in every map?
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there have been a huge amount of updates. You can also get gliders now. I forget what they're called, but it's like a special cape.
Wow, this
you can
game
fly.
is bigger than I remember.
Also, you can now dual wield. You can get a sword and a shield
You can dual wield.
in the same hand, yeah. Or,
Well, not in the same hand,
Or-
because dual wielding is...
sorry, other hand. Or 2 shovels. You can dig like... It's pretty great.
Oh, you played Minecraft way too recently.
I played Minecraft like a month ago, and I'm like, this has developed beyond my ability to care, really. I'm like, wow, this is completely different to the way it was before. Boring.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite, Pocket Edition Lite for the iPhone 6.
No, it's not
Is
like
it?
the Raspberry Pi edition, which has like 4 different types of block, and 2 of them are stone. And a draw distance of like 6 blocks. But there you go. That's
how big the world is.
that, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the world, I think, is 256 chunks, which is tiny.
It is. You can walk one end to the other in like
You
5
could.
minutes.
There is a man, I think, that's still streaming, walking from one end to the other in 1.3.
Okay.
Like, he started in the middle of the world, and he's just walking to the other side. But Minecraft is procedurally generated, and where it's so huge, apparently it's going to take him like 30 years to walk to the end. But he's doing it anyway.
Oh.
He's just
poor
walking
man.
in a straight line, just going and going, and he streams it all the time.
But does he? I assume he puts his controller down and just lets it go.
Nope, he's playing. He's just going and going and going.
That's
Obviously,
the best live stream.
Pretty much. It's like 30 years if he's in a straight line on flat ground. But where he has to like go up and down trees and stop to make boats and kill animals to get food and stuff
And
like that.
actually get real human food.
Yeah, absolutely. And take
like-
breaks. Yeah, it's going to be more like...
And have a job
100
to
years.
afford this.
You would hope so. But then this is Twitch.
Oh,
knows?
so he just gets donations, you
Yeah.
think? Yeah. To continue this terrible trail.
Speaking of which, we're going to play a quick advert. We'll be back with you shortly. Remember to sign up for the Patreon. You could set up a couple of different levels of Patreon support. And it's like £5 a month to listen to them all slightly early. Or £6 a month to listen to them all slightly early, apart from my ones.
And it could be £7 to see them all slightly early, but with reverb.
Yes. And then a tenner to see them all slightly early, but all my dialogue just muted.
So
So it's just Max talking to himself.
and £15 to hear every episode just with
Yep.
Mr. Brightside, just subtly.
All the time.
Okay, next one. I was going to do keys on a keyboard.
Okay. Middle C. I like low G.
Low G, as opposed to
High G. I like E, A, D, G, B, and then high E again.
Swad.
Also good. Also good.
The at symbol, but only if you hold down shift. So that's two.
Of that kind of keyboard.
What,
I was
as
talking about
opposed
a
to what?
musical keyboard.
Oh no, I was talking
man.
about like a computer.
This is rough. This is
oh
rough. Okay. F10. I like F10. I like scroll lock.
What does F10 do again?
F10. Depends what you're doing. But
Okay.
scroll lock.
Okay.
If you're in an Excel spreadsheet and you're using the arrow keys to get around, with scroll lock off, you can move the selection box to a new cell.
Yeah.
But if you put scroll lock on, it freezes the cell where it is and it moves the camera to change what you're
Interesting.
looking at on the spreadsheet.
That's a good.
I am an incredibly boring man.
That is top 10 keys.
Absolutely. Pause break, though. Pause break, basically useless.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sad
now you
times.
know.
Now you know.
Places you shouldn't put a Fiat Panda.
In a Fiat Panda.
Moving on.
Yeah, in the boot of another Fiat Panda. In a zoo.
The ocean.
In a panda exhibition in a zoo.
That'd be a terrible advert.
Pretty much.
In the water.
Mercedes showroom. On top of a rocket going to Mars because you're Elon Musk, but you got the wrong car. You came to work at a rental that morning, and it's like, yeah, but what car are we putting on top of the rocket? It's the Fiat, right? Yeah, no.
Lego sets Max can only dream of having. Top 10.
This microphone that we're looking at.
That's not a Lego set.
His own human body.
I should get like an exosuit of Lego.
The, oh God, what's it called? The Naboo Starfighter
Yes.
from Star Wars Episode 1.
I have not got that.
Because spinning is a good trick.
Yep, I don't have that set. That's true.
The Slave One.
I have that.
I bet you do.
Yeah, I do actually.
Giant Lego Death Star.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
that.
you've got that. Okay.
I was gonna say.
The HP DeskJet 3300 printer.
Yeah, I that's not the name of my printer. Sorry.
Okay, fair enough.
But
fair
that's
enough. You've got
not a
different
Lego
printer
set
kit.
either.
Okay.
So,
You've got a different printer.
top 10 episodes of the My Generation podcast.
This one,
What?
my previous one, and then the one. I don't know.
You've
No,
done 2 more before these.
Okay.
So
Okay. Those 3 are in the bottom slot. So it's like
yeah.
they're like 24, 25, 26.
Yeah, but I only asked for top 10.
Listen, alright, it's a 3-star.
Okay.
I don't know. Joel's episode was pretty great.
You haven't heard it.
Listen, the audience don't know that. Joel's was pretty great.
Yeah.
I liked the one that was talking about the long photography walks, but I don't remember who that was.
That was Emma,
That
the
was
one
quite
who
early on.
commented.
Yeah.
So Emma, if you're listening, that was the only episode he can remember. So
I mean, I have a terrible memory, but yes.
top 10 numbers.
10
Yeah, where does 10 go?
on the 10th spot.
Okay. 9.
9.
Oh, I see where this is going. And then I had one from a top 10 list from Mimi. She just asked top 10 snacks. She was very quite normal.
Okay, I think snacks for a road trip should look like a 9-year-old was given £100 and then left unsupervised in the supermarket. So road trip snacks, they're pretty great.
Yeah.
Also, let's have a look here. I don't know why I'm looking at my notes like I've got snacks down. Toffee are really nice. I like toffee.
Okay.
They're like little dome-shaped cups of toffee and chocolate. They're pretty great. What else is good for snacks? Popcorn is a nice snack.
Yeah.
I like making my own popcorn.
Mm.
Max, name a snack.
Oh, snacks.
Carrot sticks. Carrot sticks are amazing.
Sour
snacks.
cream and chive Pringles.
Okay, they're pretty great.
Carrot sticks.
I don't like them that much. Like I don't want to have like more than a few. Once I pop, I can stop. Max. I can stop. When it comes to
I
sour cream
can't stop
Pringles,
with those. Regular Pringles I can stop.
the Texas barbecue ones. Once I pop those, I can't stop. That's it. Once I pop that can of Pringles, I know I'm making a Pringle mistake, and that's it's going to get rough. There's going to
Easy
be a lot of
mistake to
Pringles.
make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what a mistake to make.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, those. Yeah.
What else do you like for snacks?
That's top 10s.
I like carrot sticks in particular. Also grapes.
Grapes are, we have them at work.
Grapes are a good
Like
snack.
when I work on one of the shows, it's always grapes as the snack. It's like, grapes is my favourite work snack.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I would recommend those in your office.
10 out of 10 snack. Also toast.
Toast isn't a snack, toast is breakfast.
Okay. For me, cereal's breakfast. But is cereal a snack for you?
No.
Okay.
It has been, like Shreddies.
Okay.
Shreddies is a snack to me.
Fair enough. How many do you have? Just like a
Also,
big handful?
croissants is breakfast or snack, depending on how... Like
Croissants are like a breakfast, a brunch food.
Yeah, croissants are like an early afternoon snack for me. But like if I've run out of time getting ready in this morning and I don't have the time to make toast, croissants are breakfast.
You have time to make a croissant instead.
When I don't make it, I just take it. I don't
You
make
just
it.
steal them. Pain au chocolat, they're nice.
They are nice, but the way you say it's weird. So
Yeah, you were saying croissant, and I'm like,
croissant,
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 croissant.
croissant.
No, we don't know how to speak.
We don't. How do you say pain au chocolat?
Pan of chocolate.
Oh,
Pain-o chocolate.
okay. I've been doing that wrong for about 27 years. I
Right.
was today years old when I learned I was saying that wrong.
And now we know. So I think we've informed the viewers, actually. And we're actually going to have to wrap up the episode of the My Generation podcast.
Yay!
But Dan is going to come back next time. And next time on the show, he's going to talk about his holiday.
Yes.
So episode
that.
39
Yes,
is
yes.
Dan's holiday travel.
Which will be a quarter in the past.
Yes.
But that's fine. We ran out of
Because
time.
you may have also had more holiday in that time.
This is true. This is true.
So that can be just a whole episode dedicated to all of your holidays, yeah?
It will be in the run up to Christmas.
It will be. And
Oh my goodness me. It might be just a few days before Christmas.
it's not. I know when it is. It's after Christmas.
Okay.
I've got this all planned out.
But definitely
it's
join
definitely
in for the
after.
Christmas special, which will be a special bonus episode of the My Generation podcast.
Yeah, basically.
Broadcast in addition to your regular programming.
Well, the thing is with the My Generation podcast, Christmas falls on a Wednesday this year rather than a Thursday, as it does every other year. And,
Okay. Yes. Yeah. You're right. This is the odd year out.
And
Yeah.
so when we confirm who the guest is for the Christmas special on Joel's episode, which is coming out on the 19th of December.
Yes.
And during that episode, you'll find out who the guest is. We might even be able to film the episode as well. The first filmed episode of the podcast. If you want that, leave a comment. So let me know if that's something you want to see, because then you can see our beautiful faces.
Would have been our beautiful faces. It's only you. Who's the guest going to be?
I can't tell you yet.
Ah, fair enough.
But we'll figure that out closer to the date. Now we'll go back to Dan in a moment just to wrap up the episode, but to tease a few more topics we've got coming up in the next couple of weeks. I would have just done the personal episode on photography, so I hope you were able to listen to that. We had Devon, who is going to be coming on the show to talk about a personal story to her, and Joel about his blacksmithing are all the next up and coming episodes, and also my birthday episode, which is coming up soon as well.
Absolutely.
Because my birthday falls on a Thursday.
Yep.
And that is what's coming next on the My Generation podcast. If you're between the ages of 18 and 30 and you live in Kent, we are looking to revisit collecting, which we've sort of briefly touched on in this episode. So if you're a collector, message the Facebook page at the My Generation podcast. All links, again, are in the YouTube description, and we may be able to feature you on the show. So if you're able to, contact us there. And Dan, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks very much for having me, and big thank you to Canterbury Christchurch University for letting us host here.
Oh, absolutely lovely. Now I'm back at uni now, so
Absolutely. Max lives here.
Using these wonderful facilities to the best of our ability.
100%.
And so it's goodbye from Dan.
And goodbye from Max.
And goodbye from Dan.
And goodbye from Max.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and turn on post notifications.
Smash that like button.
And we'll see you next week on the My Generation podcast.
Bye.